Happy weekend, 10%ers. It's Sunday, January 6th, 2019. We're going to do a little weekly wrap up of this current week. It's kind of a crossover week from 2018, 2019. Monday, we were back into December, and the last 3 days of this week, we were in our new year trading in January. So we're going to actually combine the two and make the whole thing just one week. We were going to do a monthly recap for December, but we're going to skip that, and we're going to do the weekly recap this week and keep moving on. So the first day that we're going to look at is Monday, December 31st, and we had 3 trades on that day. We ended up having a red day. I think we were down $26 for the day. Which was a little disappointing for the last trading day of 2018, but what are we going to do? We got to keep moving on and keep moving forward. We were green for the month of December, which is great, and we're showing a little consistency here in the first week of January. But back to these 3 trades. As you can see, we triggered right here. Triggered in this candle right here. Had a pullback to the 9. Took a trade for a 10-cent loss. And then we took a second swing at it. We were hoping to go, get back out of this 9 right here, and actually entered where we stopped out on the previous trade, and ended up having another 3-cent loser. So these first 2 trades we were down, and then we started watching this thing pull back, pull through the 9, pull through the 20, and start making a move down to the downside, and recovered some of our loss. Right here, get in on this candle at 22 as we pulled back up to the 9. So we didn't jump in as it went down. We waited for the pullback, jumped in at 22, which was a fairly good entry, and rode it down to 11, which was, we had a couple cents we could have squeezed out of it, but all in all, a fairly good trade before we see it starts to curl back up. So down well over 100, recovered back to negative 26. All in all, not a bad day, considering that we took 3 trades, and a lot of times that third trade gets us. So let's move on to the next day. Coming into Wednesday, the first trading day of 2019, the second. We had a day off on Tuesday. Market was closed for New Year's. We had a slow day, slow grind over, and our trigger hit right at this point, and we really didn't have a pullback, and so we didn't have an entry. And what we did was we slowly watched it, and we had this level marked off from our daily charts, and we watched weakness form right here. Decided to try to take a high a day. We kind of had a top here, pulled back here, and then looked to get into the trade right here, and you can see the 9 and the 20 crossover at this point, and we jump in at 1882, which is approximately right here. We got tested a little bit, about 7 cents, and from there we had a nice trade down. Now obviously, clearly in hindsight, looking at this trade, we see we could have held out a little bit longer. So we'd have loved to hold on to this trade for full profit. Full profit would have been at 52, which would have been, it would have been all the way down here. That's easy to say now, especially with this pull right here. This would have probably, we would have probably stopped out here, or not stopped out, but got out of the trade. It's a pretty aggressive, strong, pull to the upside. So all in all, fairly happy with it. If we would have changed anything, we would have just held on to it a little bit longer. I think this was a $130 day, so we had $130 on 1,000 shares there. Brings us into Thursday, and obviously Thursday we have 2 trades here in AMD. 2 trades here on AMD. Obviously, execution wise, it's just beautiful. I mean, look at this. We trigger right here at about 17, have this slight pullback, jump in at 16. As you can see, it doesn't pull back any further than that. And obviously, we've got one big mistake. Why didn't we take? We should have had full profit on this trade. We did jump back in a little bit later and have for a losing trade. Actually, I think we lost $40 on this second trade here. So, that was a little disappointing, but I can tell you why that happened. And the reason why is because we were in it two trades at the same time. So for the past month, we've only been trading AMD, right? Just to see if we can find some consistency with the idea, the execution, and the management. And the day before this, we missed a big opportunity on MU. MU and AMD are both tech sector stocks, so they trade fairly similar. And whether it's FOMO or, this was in the plans, but we had it in the plans from a week from now that we would start trading MU alongside AMD. Well, this day we decided to go ahead and jump on it and start trading it. And here is what the MU trade looks like. So we were basically in those two trades at the same time. So total, we took 3 trades for the day, 2 green, 1 red, for a total of $400 in profit. And again, here we see we got in at 60 and easily could have hit our profit. So it had been a nice $600 day if we had taken those 2 trades full profit. But we managed to get 400 out of it, so not too bad in 3 trades. And once again, should have never taken the 3rd trade. Bringing us into Friday, again, we traded 2 different stocks, AMD and MU. We had a total of 3 trades, 1 trade on AMD, 2 trades on MU. The AMD trade, completely mismanaged. We had a entry here, trigger point right here. We got in at the first pullback that we could and jumped out way too early with a 3-cent profit basically, and would have easily hit full profit on this trade all day long. I mean, if you want to see how gross it is, look at this. Yeah, so right, wouldn't that have been nice? $2 worth of profit. So obviously the management on it was horrible. I had a feeling I shouldn't trade Friday. We were up way over $500 for the week, and we should have just held. Probably should have just sat Friday out. But, AMD would have been a profitable trade if we would have held it. And the reason I didn't hold on to it was because I had these losers on MU. So I was already in the mindset that I needed to cut early, and that's exactly what happened. So you can see MU, we trigger here, have a pullback, we jump in, basically at the wrong moment, right? We should have got in at this pullback. But either way, it would have been a loser. We did hold this. We did, we did give an opportunity to work. I lost $100 here. This trade, the second trade in MU, should have never happened. So execution-wise, this should have never happened. Management-wise, this was fine. We did exactly what we should have done. Execution or management-wise on the AMD trade, we should have held it. So should have been a $200 winning day. Instead, we ended up down 155. So that's it's a little disappointing. So the week in general, we ended up up about $350 for the week, which is great. That's we're taking small size, so you multiply that out and say we took we were trading 10 times that. That's $3,500 for the week, which is a nice little number for the week. Again, we're still trying to find consistency. We know there's so much that we need to learn, investigate, soak in. It's quite frankly, sometimes it's embarrassing to make these videos, but it helps us, and hopefully you guys can, I'm not saying you can learn something from what we're doing, learn from the mistakes, if anything. And a year from now, like we always say, a year from now, hopefully we'll be looking back on these videos and talking about them with you guys and saying, we're having a good laugh. But for now, we'll continue on trying to find consistency, staying safe, which is the most important thing right now. Our account's not suffering. We're consistently, pulling out green weeks, green months. That's all that matters. And the tide will turn, things will shift when we're, doing this more than, more full time. So. The idea is to make enough money to travel the world, and we will get there eventually. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you're in the 10% for the month for the last week, and it is it's going to be Monday morning real soon. So let's get some good sleep tonight. Wake up in the morning, have a good trading day. See what every day in the market right now is exciting, right? What's going to happen? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Is the market crashing? Are we out of it? Is it pulling back up? My personal opinion is right now the market is playing games with people. It's making a little rallying enough. It's taking its measurements, it's doing the math, and as soon as it has enough input, it's going to crash again. So everybody be safe, be careful. As always, everything on this channel is just my opinion, just our opinion. So take it for what it is. I hope everybody has a good evening, and we will talk to you in the morning.